Hey there, Gretel here from Comet Customer Success. In this video, we will learn how to backup and restore Office 365 items with Comet. In this video, we will learn about Comet's scope of support for Office 365, demonstrate how to set up O365 backups, and demonstrate several restore scenarios. Let's get started. With Comet, you can back up Exchange Online mailboxes, calendars, and contacts. With mailboxes, we do not support guest users, deleted users, and Discovery, Archive, Journal, and Outlook group mailboxes. You can also back up SharePoint, OneDrive for Business, and team files. Please visit the guide linked below for more info on what we support for Office 365 backups. In the meantime, let's walk through how to set up an O365 backup. You can set up O365 as a protected item either on the client or Comet server. In this demo, we'll set up an O365 protected item, backup, and restore from the Comet server. To start, go to the Protected Items tab, click on Add Protected Item, and choose Microsoft Office 365. You need to grant Comet the ability to read data from your Office 365 account. This is done by creating an application inside Azure AD. You can authenticate either automatically, which is our recommended option, or manually. For an automatic registration, click on Azure Active Directory. This opens a registration application wizard that walks you through the process to automatically register. Enter the top-level admin email here and click on Next. Copy the code and then click on this link. Enter the code here and click on Next. Enter the Office 365 admin account password here and click on Sign In. Click on Continue here. And now we can go back to the Comet server. Back in the server, click on Test Connection, and the authentication is now complete. If the automatic authentication doesn't work, you may try a manual authentication. First, you need to register a branded application inside the Azure Active Directory panel. Go to this link and log in as admin. Once you're through, click on Azure Active Directory. Click on Applications, App Registrations, and then New Registration. Type in an application name here and click on Register. Now copy the application ID field here and paste it in the application ID field in the Comet server. Back in the Azure directory, copy the directory ID field here and enter it in Comet's tenant ID field. Make sure that there are no extra spaces in the field after the tenant ID. Next, register an authentication secret for the application back in the Azure directory. Click on Certificates and Secrets in the left-hand tab. In the Client Secret section, click on New Client Secret. Create a new secret and click on Add. Copy the Value column into the Comet server's Application Secret field. Now, you need to grant this application permission to read Office 365 data. Click on API Permissions in the left-hand tab. Then click the Add a Permission link, and then click APIs my organization uses. Here, go to Office 365 Exchange Online. Then click on Application Permissions, click on Full Access as App, and click on Add Permissions. Click on Add Permission again, and this time, click on Microsoft Graph under the Microsoft APIs tab. Click on Application Permissions, and here, search and add permission for the following applications. You'll find the full list in our O365 guide, which is linked in the description below. Once you've added permission for all the applications in the list, click on Grant Admin Consent for your organization, and click on Yes to grant admin consent. The authentication details are automatically populated in the desktop app. Back in the Comet server, click on the Test Connection link to validate the Office 365 credentials. Once you're in the clear, you can click on Next to start adding items to backup under the O365 account. Here, you can pick accounts and users to protect. There are several ways to do this. You can click on Select All Except, which would select all the users, and you can then untick the users you do not want to include in this protected item. If you hover over the icons, you'll see what services an account is using. The other way to add a user is just by ticking on the box next to it. You would see it as another protected account at the bottom. If you choose a SharePoint account with several users, each user will count as one protected account, which would each incur a fee. Click on Next and follow the prompts to set up a backup schedule. You can set up several schedules directed at different storage locations if that's your use case. Click on Save when done. You will find a link to the backup schedule guide in the description below. Now that the protected item has been set up, let's run a backup and then restore some files. Now that the backup has completed, let's restore some files. In the Devices tab, click on Action on the device restoring from, and click on Restore. Choose the storage vault restoring from, and choose the protected item you wish to restore. You can either choose to restore all items, or you can choose to only restore selected users or files. In this instance, I'll choose to restore selected files backed up from a SharePoint site. Click on Next here to move on. Here, you can either choose to restore back to the original location, or you can choose a different location to restore to. I'll choose to restore to a different folder. This will create a new folder with this name to the SharePoint site. Click on Restore when done. And the restore has finished. In the SharePoint site, this is how the restore would look. You'll see that a new folder has been created with the name we specified, and this is where the files have been restored to. Now, let's restore select files from a user. Go back to the Device tab, click on Actions, and follow the prompts until you get through to the Restore command. I will restore contacts from this mailbox to a different folder in the O365 account. And I can see that the restore has now completed successfully. In the user's account, this is how the restored contact will look. Finally, I'll restore a file backed up from a SharePoint site to my device. Let's go through the restore prompts again. But this time, choose to restore as files and folders. Here, input the C drive location to create a folder on there, and then click on Restore. When you restore from the client device instead of from the Comet server, you would be able to restore to an existing folder that you specify, instead of just to the C drive. Once the restore completes successfully, this is how it would look in your local drive. And there you have it. In this video, we've covered what O365 items you can back up with Comet, and how to set up an O365 backup and restore with Comet. Please check out the guides linked in the description below and email us at hello@cometbackup.com for questions. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.